Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, we'll be starting in just a moment here. And we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. We're going to do what we always do, which is go over the market, go over some swing ideas for next week, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So stay tuned. First, as always, standard required disclaimers to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. So make sure to check that out. But without further ado, let's turn to the charts and get going. If you find benefit in today's video, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. First, Bitcoin, because it's about to trigger that monthly buy setup, as you can see. This is the monthly chart of Bitcoin. I like it quite a bit. The trigger for it would be over 45,855. So 45,855, and then the same with Ether. Let's see, here's Ether, same exact setup. The trigger for it would be over 3285, so 3285, $3,285. Okay, I'm already in because I did the daily buy setup a while ago. I actually have 1.5 Bitcoins and 20 Ether coins, and I'm hoping to hold long term. That's the idea. Now, under what circumstance would I get out? Well, if the equities market turns out to be a long-term top. This was a hotly debated topic in the strategic day trader room on Friday about whether the market has topped out long-term or not. I was one of the first people to say that we have, okay, based on the monthly chart of the Qs and the SPY. But once we got the strong bounce, I changed my bias to long unless I have information to suggest that this pop is going to fail. The reason why I changed my bias from being bearish to bullish is because of how the market bottomed. Triple bottomed over here and the way we moved up. But if you also look at the largest companies in the world, in the US market at least, Apple being number one, almost $3 trillion company, look at how much it bounced, and look at how, I mean, every bar is green. So do you see Apple, can you imagine Apple failing on all of this buying and negating it completely? Can you imagine Tesla reversing all of this rallying that it had the last couple of weeks? NVDA, could you imagine NVDA coming back down and breaking down? I can't. And therefore, those are some of the biggest companies in the country. Therefore, I'm back to bullish, not bearish. Now, if you think something like, let's just stick with Apple. If you think it's possible, I mean, anything is possible in the market, but if you think it's really likely to happen that Apple would actually negate all of these green bars, if it does, oh my God, we will be at the start of a recession, I'm sure. This will be like a major top, okay? If Apple were to completely negate, break under 150, let's just say. Or Tesla do the same thing, break under 750. NVIDIA, I don't know the exact number, but reverse the recent rally. If any of these companies were to do that, and of course we have to talk about Apple, Amazon, we have to talk about Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they would have to also negate the recent rally. And if they were to do so, then I would be absolutely shocked, number one. Number two, I will be 100% sure that we've topped out long term. But I personally don't see that happening. I don't see it happening based on the recent rally. Okay, now what do you think? Let me know maybe in the comments section. Bullish or bearish? Okay, and I'm not talking about the short term, I'm talking about the long term picture. Initially, I was bearish when we topped out and started to downtrend on the daily chart, but the recent rally made me change my bias. In fact, I went long the TQQ and I'm still in the TQQ. So now, do I think the market will come in a little bit? Sure. I mean, look at that rally, huge. Look where we're at on the weekly, into the 20 MA, the declining 20. Do I think we will likely come back in? Yeah, sure. But I'm not expecting the market to completely give up the recent gains. Okay, maybe we come in a little bit to the rising 20 on the daily chart of the Qs and the SPY, come back down to here maybe. But I'm not expecting the market to come all the way back down. That's my point. If you're expecting the market to come all the way back down, then I would not blame you for being long-term bearish. Then I would be. If I was expecting the market to reverse the recent rally completely, then I would 100% be bearish, okay? Long-term. I'd be out of all my long-term plays. I wouldn't be in Bitcoin or Ether. I'd be getting out. But because I don't expect that to happen, I'm bullish. One last thing I want to say about this, and I took a picture of the exact comment that I made in the room on Friday, if I can find it now. Where is it? Here it is. I said, okay, here's what I said on Friday in the room. I'm looking at my iPhone. I said, in summary to what I had discussed, don't waste your time trying to be right. Instead, focus on making money. Okay? A lot of people are trying to be, to predict the top or the bottom in the market. Trust me, I'm one of them. But in the meantime, you miss out on some really nice action. Okay? So my suggestion to you is, if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, or you're just not sure, then just focus on what the market is currently doing. Focus on the what, not the why. Like, focus on what the market is doing, not why it's doing it, not why you think we should have a recession or shouldn't have a recession. I can make a pretty compelling argument why we should have topped out and fall long, from here on out, drop. And I can make a compelling argument. I really can't make a very compelling argument to the bullish side except for price action. Price action is my only compelling argument. Otherwise, I have a lot of reasons why I think we should be topping out. Okay? So my point is, I'm not gonna worry about the why prices are moving the way they are and why I think we should drop or should rally. I'm just gonna focus on what is happening in the market and try and make money rather than focus on being right. Focus on, because it feels good to be right. It feels good to, does that make sense? To get in at the top or to get in at the bottom. So I'm not gonna do that. I think there's a lot of money to be made by focusing on the what, on what's happening and taking advantage of it. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. And if you have a point you want to make, feel free to include that in the comment section of today's video. Okay, but now on to the ideas for next week, which is what we do here every week. So back to the market real quick. We've had that run up. We haven't had a single bar's low get taken out, as you can see on the Qs. The SPY did, I guess, take out a prior bar's low on the daily chart and promptly continued higher, meaning no follow through. So the bias is really bullish. We are approaching that resistance area on the SPY up here, which is also the declining 20. We're already at it, if not above it. And in the Qs, it's 375 or 370. So we are close. We might come in a little bit, but I'm expecting any kind of a pullback to be a buyable opportunity. Now, one last thing, and then we'll go over the ideas, okay? Now, if the market were to, you know, Russia were to drop a nuclear bomb, God forbid, it's not a joke, I'm just saying, if the market were to do something like this, put in a huge red bar, okay, then that would be reason to, you know, for caution. That would be reason to be skeptic about the recent rally. But if we put in small red bars on the way, if we start to come in and we put in small red bars and we perhaps, you know, get to that 20 MA on the blue line and put in a buy setup. A buy setup is when you have a pullback just like this on the monthly chart of Ether and Bitcoin, when you have a pullback to the rising 20. So if we put in this kind of a pullback to the rising 20 on the daily chart of the Qs or the SPY, I think that will be a viable opportunity. If we put in a really big red bar, or we break, you know, we start to break down badly like so, then no, that wouldn't be a viable opportunity. But if we put in a small red bars, nice controlled move down, then I'm thinking that's going to be a viable opportunity. If we look at the monthly chart, okay, we have a buy setup on the monthly chart of the Qs. Okay, we have a buy setup on the SPY too. They're not perfect, but rarely do you get a perfect buy. Show me a perfect buy setup on the monthly chart of the Qs of the SPY. This was in 2018, maybe that was almost perfect, basically, 2018. But other than that, it's rare to get a really picture perfect monthly buy setup. Again, 2018, actually on the SPY was much better. We had a perfect move up, but perfect pullback. I mean, perfect pullback, but it's rare. So we have a monthly buy setup. I'm going with that personally. You do what you want. Okay. All right. Now on to the swing ideas for next week. Somebody asked me last week's video, I think, in one of the comments, to make a comment about the positions that triggered the previous week. I'm happy to do so, but it takes us. I can show you what triggered last week, but it takes me it makes the video long, and I try to make it short. This week's videos, obviously today's video is going to be very long, but in general I try to keep the video nice and short. So what ideas triggered last week? I'll show you what triggered, basically, if that's what you want, but again, that takes time. Okay, so the PanW, I talked about it a couple weeks ago, actually, or a week and a half ago. I said that's my pick for 2022 as a long-term idea. That triggered over here, okay, and then it put in a doji bar, and then I added to the position. So that's like the first one. So this is an open play. Still not too late in my opinion, but it is a little late. So you know, if one wants to join. Gold triggered. It triggered on the breakout and didn't go anywhere. But gold also, I'm in it from back here. So gold is a long-term play. All right. What else triggered? I'll show you all the plays that triggered. Good, bad, and ugly. There's not a single ugly one, I don't think. Hippo triggered. On the breakout, it's not going yet, but it triggered just Friday, so Thursday. So not in love. What else triggered? So CAH triggered as a breakout. It's coming back up. I like it long-term. ABC triggered, which is another, what do you call it? Like, I think it's in the medical field. I don't know if they make medicine or if they make equipment or whatever they are. So that triggered as a breakout. It's coming back up, just like the CAH. FOSL triggered, short. FOSL looks good. It's actually going to be on the list. So, and then one more triggered, which that's the only one that I took a loss on. B-cell triggered on the breakout and then killed it on Friday. So triggered on Wednesday, I think. Okay, went sideways Thursday, Friday. I didn't take a full stop. I raised my stop and it trailed out. So that's the only loss from the ones that I got in. So those were the plays from last week. Let's talk about the plays for this week. I got AVGO. It's got a 1, 2, 3. So it broke out on Thursday. That should have been the entry day. And I mentioned it, but I didn't get it. Doesn't count if you mention something and don't act on it. Only thing that counts is putting money in the account, making money basically. So mentioned it there as a breakout, but I didn't take it. Now it has a 1, 2, 3 long over that bar, stop right here. And I think AVGO, Broadcom looks good long term. Okay, so either stop right here, or if one wants to make sure not to get shaken out, can also give it the room down to here and hold as a long-term play. Okay, that's the AVGO. BORR, I was in it, but I got out. But it was a wonderful play. So in right here, called it in the newsletter. Stop right here. Look how tight the stop is. Out at 375 half. The back half is what I didn't like, which was, I'm not sure where it trailed out, one of these bars. So I didn't like the exit on the back half, but it made good money. Now it's coming back up and it has a breakout over 350. Stop right here. I don't know what the stop would be. 325 maybe. 325. So it's a 25-cent stop, okay? On BORR Energy. CRNC is a transition A play. So I like it long over 37.50. Stop under the base. Looks all right. Doesn't look perfect because the 20 is flat. I like it when it's a little bit pointing up. But that's a transition A. EXTN is an oil stock. I like the monthly on it a lot. It triggered already, but it never gave a good entry on the smaller time frames. Now I like it over 675. Stop under 560. Okay. HEXO, the cannabis stocks popped hard, as you know, last week. So HEXO is one of them. It's a penny stock. Like it over 75 cents. Stop under 68 cents. Okay. JBHT is a daily buy setup. So I like it long over 210. Stop under 204.50. 210 by 204.50. KZR. KZR is just so bullish, but it's also a little bit extended. Extended means away from the 20. So I like it higher over the double top right here. The number would be over 18.55. It looks like this bar is high. Stop would be, I would put it under 17.37 on the KZR. I'm not going to play every item on my list. Those are that's just the watch list, but I am playing some of them. Now, if you'd like to know which ones I'm picking for my own account and for the newsletter, you have to join the Strategic Swing Trader. The good news is, if you'd like to join the program, you can try it out for 30 days for just 49 bucks and see what it's all about. See if you like it. And then month to month after that, okay? Link in the description of the video. So, and if you're a subscriber, I've already completed the newsletter for tomorrow. You can access it already by going to your T3 Live account, okay? Or it'll hit your inbox tomorrow morning. And 9 is a buy setup plus a breakout, meaning it's a pullback plus a recent base breakout. So I like it higher over 350. Stop would be under 286. 86, okay? NVDA 1, 2, 3. The only problem with NVDA, I like it a lot as a 1, 2, 3. The only problem is actually two issues. There is a bit of resistance there at 300, and so that's not too far above. But the other problem is it's bad timing with the market. The market is up a lot, so I'm afraid, NVIDIA would trigger and then do good for a day or two and then come back down. Because the market is up for 2 weeks in a row now. Every single day has been up. OXM had a beautiful gap up, but I couldn't trade it that day because it was too spready, too thin. And it still is a thinly traded stock. Averages, it did only, 230,000. That's too thin. But I like it as a 1, 2, 3. Long right here, stop right here, okay? And target would be the prior resistance, about $100, 100 plus. More like 102. Okay? That's OZM. SEDG, not cannabis. The solar stocks have bottomed. Now the problem is, I missed the bottom already. Like SEDG, which is the leader, I think, in the solar industry, is already up, 75%, not quite. But it's still higher long term. I like it over the base, stop under. Okay? Again, the problem is it's up a lot already, off the lows. The same with ENPH, same exact picture. ENPH, same exact picture. Basically, long right here, stop should really be here because you're looking for a long-term play. And so you don't want to use a tight stop because you can easily get shaken out. Okay, so that's the SEDG. SGLY is a 1, 2, 3. Like it higher over 1205, stop under 1074. SGLY's been on fire. And then target on it, and maybe target 1, 1280, 1220. Target 1, but it really feels and looks like it's gonna go to 20 bucks on the SGLY. TAP is a long-term play. Is already an open play in the newsletter on the monthly buy setup, but it's not too late to get in still, in my opinion. But it is a little bit late if you're not in it already. I called it a while back, maybe here, I don't remember exactly. And then still looks higher over 54. Stop under $52, 52.16 over 54. And this thing looks higher on the monthly, the weekly, so it looks higher all around. The target 60 bucks, target 1 at least 60 bucks. TMUS, don't love it, but it's the strongest of the telecom stocks, and it has a daily buy setup, so I like it long. If it can take out 126.23, stop would be under $123. 126.23 by 123. And then I like it long term. If you look at the monthly, it's a monthly buy setup, not perfect, deep pullback, but I like it actually to retest the prior highs. TWOU is a transition A, not bad over the base, long, stop under it. This is like the CH, which I'm in, CHGG, was a transition A on the daily chart. Got it when it took out the prior high. I don't know the exact entry price over here. So it's been moving up, and it actually is kind of based the last few days. So this one also not a bad entry, I think, over 35.80. But you know, it's up already $3-4 in the last few days, but looks higher to 60, I think. Okay, that's the TWOU. And then last but not least, the VTR is up a lot already, but this stock is hot, like most energy stocks. Look at the weekly, that's a 1, 2, 3. Triggered on Friday, I didn't get it. I like it over 944, 945. Stop under 827, target 14, maybe $14, okay? So those are the longs here. On to the shorts. Sorry about the long video. I don't like it when it's this long because I know, you get tired of it after a while. So I try to keep it short, but this week we had something special to talk about, which is the market. AMBA is a daily sell setup, so short under the base, stop under it. Hourly breakdown, you can say, on the AMBA. So short right here, stop right there, okay? Looks pretty good. Target the prior low. That's the AMBA. Birds, I don't think is quite ready, but if you look at the weekly, that's a beautiful weekly short, 1, 2, 3 short. So I like it under this week's low, last week's low, 240, stop over 281. I don't think it's ready for tomorrow or for Monday or Tuesday, but maybe the next couple days, okay? DraftKings, not my favorite. It's a sell setup like the AMBA is, but it's based at the highs, so it's a sign of strength. But under the base, stop above, target right here, 15. On DraftKings, FOSL, sell setup, looks good, looks even better. Not too late to get in. I like it under 996. Stop could be as tight as 1040, or safer would be 1084. Target the prior low, around $8. So I like the FOSL. NVTA is a daily sell setup. It's like the DraftKings, very similar. Hourly chart, very similar as well. Nice big rounding top, short under, stop above, and target the prior lows. Okay, so there you have it. You have my bullish and bearish plays for tomorrow, and I scan every day and generate a new watch list. But a lot of these plays don't trigger the next day, so they will remain usually on my watch list for a couple days in a row before I take them off. So enjoy, and again, if you'd like to join the Strategic Swing Trader, link in the description. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the weekend, and have fun trading next week. Make some money. Take care, everybody. Ciao.